Hey guys, welcome back to the game room. Today I have some more game pickups for you. Also, we have some studio lighting for the first time ever, as you can see from the shadows on my face. It kind of feels like I'm staring into a supernova, but hopefully you guys can see me a little bit better. Also, if you guys have any tricks or tips for placing these lights around, let me know. Right now I'm just focused on keeping the white circles off the front of my glasses so I can actually see what I'm doing and so you can actually see my eyes. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and head over to my Facebook page and my Twitter profile and follow me there too. I'll be posting some information there and you can get some updates about things, maybe about even some giveaways that are coming up in the future. Also, for the game pickups videos, would you guys prefer me to do them like this, looking at the camera and showing you the games and talking directly to you? Or do you like the old format I used to do where I face the camera down at my hands and talk about the games? Let me know. We'll try both and see which ones you guys prefer. So the first pickup for today is a PS5 game. I played the other games in the series and really enjoyed them. I know this one's a little bit of a departure, but if you like adventure games, this is a great series. And it's Life is Strange: True Colors. The other ones were very good. The first one was very impactful, and the second one I played many years after the first one and kind of forgot what happened, but after I refreshed myself, I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to dive into this one. I got this at GameStop. I think it was, $20 or $30, something like that. And I'm excited to have it. Normally I have a lot of games from this company, but they've been kind of slow with shipping out recently. The first one I have here is another PS5 game, and that's Unpacking. It came in this interesting little slip cover here. And you have the PS5 game on the inside. And I don't know much about this game. I saw some reviews and how it tells a really interesting narrative through just a puzzle game of packing and unpacking your stuff after various moves. I guess maybe the main character's in a single, and then you do a move where you have your partner's stuff, and then later on you do another move and the partner's stuff is gone, symbolizing they broke up or whatever happened. So I'm excited to try this one. I kind of like these experimental sort of games, and I've never really seen anything like this. The art style looks beautiful, and I really like the cover of this. It's really interesting with the piglet in the box. It's kind of cool. I think when when game developers take chances on games like this, you can have something really special. And so let me know if you picked this one up on Limited Run Games. And that same batch was Ender Lilies. What is this? Quietus of the Nights. Okay. This looks like a 2D action RPG or so they say. Dark fantasy 2D RPGs, as the back of the box proudly proclaims. I don't know if this is like a Metroidvania or if it's more like Odin Sphere or Dragon Crown or something like that. Looks kind of cool. The art style is beautiful. I just kind of threw it in on the order with Unpacking because I wanted to save money on shipping with Limited Run Games, and this one looks pretty decent. I kind of like the gothic sort of watercolor looking atmosphere to it. It's kind of neat. Let me know if you guys have tried this. It's done by Binary Haze Interactive. I've never heard of that developer, so let me know what you guys think about this one. It looks pretty cool. If you saw my most recent video where I talk about the rarest PS4 game you've never heard of, I mentioned a game called Pineview Drive, and I held up this copy of the game, which is the PAL combo pack that includes it and another horror game called Joe's Diner and something called The Nightfall. Nondescript, but maybe descript enough. You guys can see it there. And these look like kind of, low budget sort of horror games that, maybe were designed for PC that they just kind of ported over to the PS4 to make a little bit extra cash. But they're kind of cool. I like horror games, and I like these sort of janky games. Sometimes bad games can be better than really good ones. And so I feel like this kind of will fall into that category. I'm excited to try it in, especially Pineview Drive after what Radical Reggie said about it. The game looked like wonderfully terrible. So I'm excited to really like spend some time with that. I know I say the word exciting a lot, guys, but in the moment I can't think of anything better to say, or I have a lot of enthusiasm about it. How about that? Okay, these next two games, I've had an issue with these games for a while. I purchased these on the Nintendo Switch. It came in a 3-volume set released like 6 months apart. I pre-ordered them. I got them. I spent some time with them and enjoyed it, but there was just something that like rubbed me wrong about the whole package. You know, I'm not a fantastic shmups player, but I'm pretty decent. You know, I get on the leaderboard sometimes here and there, and I sure play a lot of them. So for me not to be able to like finish some of these games on like the easiest monkey difficulty, I was blown away by that. Come to find out, the issue I was having was that the Switch versions of these games have so much input delay that like the bullets coming down from the top of the screen will like fire and hit you and kill you before you actually see it on the screen. So they're basically unplayable unless you know what's coming. Well, a couple years after they came out, they released another version of these games where I'm sure they were going to fix the input delay, right? Nope. Just repackaged what was originally on 3 cartridges onto 2 cartridges and resold it again. I bought them like a sucker. Same problem. Tons of input delay. So they got me once again. Now they've released them on the PS4, and I've heard, and I hope that they have fixed the input delay so I can finally like work towards some of these games getting the 1 credit clear, because they're good games. They're just really bad ports. And that's the Psycho Shooting Collection Volumes 1 and 2. I had to import these from PlayAsia. Once again, they're on 2 volumes. They have like the Strikers 1945, Strikers 1945-2, Strikers 1999, Soul Divide, which is a truly terrible game, by the way. Worst game on the whole compilation. It's awful. I own like 5 copies of it on like various systems, all the way from the PlayStation 1 up to the PS4 now. Dragon Blaze, Zero Gunner 2, the Sengoku Ace, Sengoku Blade, and Sengoku Cannon trilogy. Sengoku Ace is the one where I couldn't even like beat it on the easiest difficulty. The bullets were just too fast and the input delay was so slow. It felt like you'd hit the fire button and your ship would fire like a quarter second later. But it also has Gunbird and Gunbird 2, which are bangers. On the Switch version, they're just kind of unplayable. And it has Gunbarich, or Gunbarich, which I think is a puzzle shmup. I'm not sure about that. I'm excited to dive into these and finally like be able to play all the way through them and have some success. Maybe the input delays like less than 7 or 8 or 9 frames of lag down to maybe a tolerable 4 or 5, or maybe even better. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to replay some of these and let you guys know. I'm going to fast track them to the front of the random game situation where I pick all my games to play randomly. Since I've already picked them, they've already been selected randomly, but they didn't really work. This is like kind of a second attempt at those, so it sort of circumvents that whole random game situation. Up next is a game that I saw on Metal Jesus' channel and Radical Reggie's too, and they talk about it being really cool, and I found it at my local GameStop. It sat there a few weeks. I kept thinking the price was going to go down, but it never did, so I used my monthly $5 coupon on it at the beginning of October, and that's Dodgeball Academia. So from the look of this, it says it's an RPG, but it kind of reminds me of the way it looks like Super Dodgeball on the NES, which I love. It's one of the only NES games I can like beat on the hardest difficulty without ever dying or losing a match. So this kind of intrigues me. I'm I guess a dodgeball fan in theory, maybe not in real life, but certainly in video games. And it kind of, some of the reviews mention it's like Golf Story, which is like a golfing RPG, which I had a lot of fun with that game. So maybe this one will kind of help out and wet my whistle with that that urge I have to play sort of an RPG sports game. There's not a lot of those, and they're usually pretty fun. They're lighthearted, and this looks very lighthearted. Oh, we have some Sega Genesis games. These I found, believe it or not, at a pawn shop. I never find retro stuff at pawn shops anymore. It's just like PS4 and Xbox One sports titles. There's only so many copies of like Madden 2018 that you can deal with. But this game is, I remember playing it in the arcade and it was truly bizarre and like an unorthodox sort of idea for a game. A crossover of like a rail shooter or a gallery shooter with like Aerosmith in it, and they ported it to like every system in the world. I don't think any of them were very good. I'm pretty sure this was pretty terrible, but it's Revolution X featuring Aerosmith. Is it? How is it on the Genesis? I paid $2 for this, so I couldn't pass up on it. It's missing the manual. It's like half my Genesis games are. I don't know what the deal is with that. It doesn't smell like smoke, but it's definitely got a little bit of a musty odor with it. So it might be a candidate to put some dryer sheets in here. If you guys don't know about getting rid of nasty smells in video games, throw a dryer sheet in there for 3 months and it'll never smell like anything other than a dryer sheet ever again. So let me know about this one. Is it any good? Is it even playable? Do I need to like bust out the Menacer or whatever the bazooka gun thing is for the Genesis? Let me know. The box, man, the screen captures on the back of the box art look so bad. They look unbelievably terrible. Like, not just in terms of poorly composed and uninteresting, but also like just blurry. It's like, you know, they used to take the pictures of these with like a camera focused at a CRT. It's just like they did that, but they like bumped the camera while they were taking the picture. It just looks out of focus. At that same pawn shop, I found another couple of Genesis games. The next one, believe it or not, is another light gun gallery shooter. This one I remember too. I remember being a lot better than Revolution X, but I don't remember being very great. And that was T2, the arcade game. Once again, missing the manual, as they often do. This is the first time I've ever owned this game, and I don't remember ever renting it or anything. I also own it on the Game Gear. I don't know how it's going to work on there, but it's kind of cool. You know, the Terminator 2 was a huge hit when it came out, and I'm excited to relive that nostalgia a little bit with this one. The last game of the pickups video was also from that same pawn shop. It was like $10. It was the most expensive game. I don't know why they had it at this price. I guess it was an okay price. I was just excited to see something retro at a pawn shop, so I snagged it all. But it's Batman Returns on the Genesis. Once again, like always, missing the flipping manual. These must have been rentals or something. But I know nothing about this game. I typically don't like licensed games. I try not to play like Marvel games and you know, stuff like that, because they oftentimes are really bad. I know they've gotten better in recent years with Miles Morales and all that sort of stuff, but when they get back this far, like from the Genesis and the Nintendo era, things like that, they're more just like generic games to me than, you know, I'm excited about Batman Returns, so I'm going to go buy the game and come home and be disappointed. They're just, you know, you spend a few minutes with it, and if it's any good, you keep going. If not, you stick it back on the shelf with the rest of the games that you don't like. So let me know about this one, guys. I don't remember anything about it. Obviously, it's like a side scroller. I'm sure it's fine. You know, it's probably not as good as the original Sunsoft Batman on the NES, but maybe it can hang in there and keep my attention for $10 worth. So I picked up these Genesis games at the pawn shop. And there were two more. There was Aladdin and Street Fighter Championship Edition, which I already own. One of them gave me like a manual upgrade for the Street Fighter, but I'll probably just save the others and trade them away somewhere. It was like 5 games in total, added it all up, and it was like $41. I asked the guy if he would take 30, and he was like, I can't do that, but I can do 40. I was like, what? You're knock off $1? You're gonna knock off $1? Sweet, 2.5% right off the top, man. How are they gonna stay in business? Anyway, I paid him his 40. He didn't charge me tax, and like I said, I was just excited to find something not in a game store, in a pawn shop that was retro. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. I know it was a short one. I just haven't had much stuff come in from all the limited run games and strictly limited games and those things. I have like, I don't know, probably over 100 games or something I've ordered that just haven't come in yet. I was kind of waiting, hoping for some stuff, but it didn't happen. And my hunting has been, we'll say, less than fruitful recently. I know everybody's dealing with that right now. It's kind of the end of garage sale season too, so those have dried up as well. But I'll try to stockpile some more for you guys on the next video. So let me know, do you like these videos done like this, where I'm talking to you in the camera? It's kind of hard. I know I tend to like look around and not make eye contact right there. I want to like look over here. So let me know if you like it this way, or if you'd prefer the old way where I like look down at my hands. I feel like I talk more fluidly that way, because I don't have to worry about making eye contact and gesturing with my hands and all that sort of stuff. As always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and do head over to the Facebook and the Twitter accounts. It's RNG Gamer, just like it is here on this YouTube channel. Even though the logo is the same. And you can get in touch with me there. I've had a few people want to message me about doing podcasts and stuff, and that's the best way to get in touch with me. So once again, thank you guys. Thanks for all the support. The channel is growing just great. I'd love to see those subscribers get up, though. Still only about 10% of you guys watching are actually subscribed to the channel. So let's get those numbers up, guys. And once again, thank you, and I'll catch you next time.